Tonight we go undercover across the city to investigate Islamophobia. We discover vacancies that mysteriously disappear for a Muslim job seeker.
The driving job's gone, but apparently in the summer now.
And flats that are suddenly no longer available.
I didn't realise the other tenant rang earlier.
So the other guy got the flat, basically, is that it?
Yeah.
First tonight, we're taking a close look at Islamophobia. That's discrimination against someone on the basis of them being a Muslim. We know it's a problem, but everyday examples are harder to detect. So, Inside Out West went undercover in Bristol. Britain is more ethnically diverse than at any time in its history. And in the eyes of the law, at least, the battle against racism has largely been won. We all now have equal rights and equal opportunities. However, if you're aged between 16 and 24 years old and Muslim, you're twice as likely to be unemployed than others.
Muslim men find it harder to get a job. They have to make more applications. They have to have more interviews to get a job offer. Muslims are much worse off than the average male population.
For many years now, I've been concerned about the rising level of anti-Muslim hatred and what I call low-level anti-Muslim sentiment.
So what's going on? Is there another type of discrimination in our midst today? An anti-Muslim bias or Islamophobia? We're going undercover to try and find out.
See that guy in the hat? Oh yeah. Do not tell him I'm giving you a trial shift on Saturday.
Our journalists are very similar to each other, but there's one major difference. One of them is a practicing Muslim. His clothes are the only way you'd know what faith he follows. They'll both apply for jobs and rented accommodation across Bristol, secretly filming the results.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
Cheers.
The driving job's gone, but apparently in the summer now.
Our undercover reporters are based at this hotel in Clifton.
Hello, Ian.
They're both from Manchester, and today is the first time they've met.
How you doing? Yeah. How's it going?
Zoltan converted to Islam 8 years ago. Throughout his stay here, he'll be observing Ramadan. It's the holiest month of the year for Muslims. He must pray 5 times a day and not eat or drink anything during daylight hours. We've scoured all 4 corners of the city for job vacancies, the type that are advertised on shop windows as apply within. Both our reporters have amended their CVs so their experience and education are equal. Zoltan has also changed his name to Muhammad so that on paper at least it's clear he's a Muslim. We're in one of the city's suburbs. There's a job being advertised as a delivery driver for a fast food outlet. Before applying for it, they have to put their secret filming gear on. Zoltan tries his luck first. He shows the person that he has relevant experience on his CV. He's told he needs to own a car and have a clean driver's license and be insured.
Okay, well, I'll leave it with you, so I can get the stuff if you need it. It's not a problem. Yeah. Thank you.
He leaves his CV. 5 minutes later, and it's Ian's turn.
Yeah, can do, yeah.
Unlike Zoltan, he's given an application form and told to fill it in straight away.
That's great.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, appreciate your help.
Ian's treatment is very different to Zoltan's. He's given the opportunity to apply for the job rather than just leave a CV. We're in another part of the city, applying for a job in a cafe and bar. Zoltan's up first. After a very brief chat, he tells Zoltan he's only collecting CVs at the moment. He'll look at all of them next week and choose the best candidates for trial shifts.
Just assume if you don't hear from me like early next week, then you did make the cut. I'll be doing that decision on like Monday or Tuesday. Okay? No worries, sweetie. Cheers, man.
Ian tries his luck 10 minutes later. Immediately, it's clear things are different.
Job that I've seen in the window.
Cool. You got a CV, dude?
I have got a CV, yeah.
The two exchange a bit of banter.
Are you looking full-time, part-time?
Well, whatever I can get, really. I mean, part-time's fine for now.
He's then offered a trial shift.
Can you come in for a trial on Saturday night?
Yeah, should be able to.
This Saturday?
Yeah.
The manager suddenly spots Zoltan, who returns momentarily.
Sweet, okay. See that guy in the hat?
Oh, yeah.
Do not tell him I'm giving him a trial shift on Saturday.
What's that?
If you bump into him in the street and he wants to talk to you, do not tell him that. Because I told him he just did this.
All right.
And I told him that I won't be making a decision until next week. Okay, of course. So don't tell him.
Sure, I won't tell anything.
All right, mate.
Nice one. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. And he just like nodded like that and turned around and he's like, you see that guy out there?
Ian's treatment was obviously different to Zoltan's.
Yeah, I'm not actually surprised. It's a bar. Basically, I thought it was a coffee shop, yeah, but it is actually
It's a coffee shop by day, bar by night, yeah.
So that kind of role, it's not something that you would find too many Muslims in general. Certainly, I mean, if they're practicing, that is, you know.
But as far as he's concerned, you're going in for a job there, so you must be okay working there.
Yeah, as far as he's concerned,
he's not doing it on your
absolutely,
behalf, so like, you shouldn't be working around alcohol. It's not.
That's right.
We've since contacted the manager of the cafe, who says he didn't discriminate against Zoltan and had more things in common with Ian and struck up a better rapport with him. Our reporters also try and apply for jobs being advertised at two branches of a supermarket. At the first, the manager treats them both equally, telling them to apply online.
Go online and register your details there.
But at the other, it's a different story. There are 3 jobs being advertised here: store manager, store supervisor and delivery driver. Zoltan's up first.
What did I see about the drug vacancies?
You can come and see me if you like. I need to find out what we have got, because I've been on holiday for 2 weeks, so I need to find out what I think we've only got a driving job in here at the moment. If you've got a driving license?
Oh, I do, yeah. Full clean and all that.
You're driving for 3 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest.
She goes to ask the manager about the vacancy.
Apparently that one's going to be filled on Friday, so the driving job's gone, but apparently it's in the summer now. We're in the summer, whatever that means.
So what do you mean it's gone for the whole summer?
Yeah, it's basically, it'd be our Christmas tents and things that we take on about October for Christmas tents. So that's in store, that's not driving. Alright, my darling.
Next up is Ian.
Hey, are you still looking for store supervisors?
I've been away for 2 weeks, so I ain't got a clue what I'm doing.
Again, she goes to ask the manager.
Alright, it's not necessarily this store, it could be anywhere in a store, right?
Oh, so it's like centralised.
Yeah, so it's basically, we advertise for everybody else sort of thing. So I'll give you an application form. You can still drop it in here. Yeah. Then our manager obviously puts it into the right process.
Yeah, that's great, thank you.
Right, make sure it's spots, right?
Oh, really, yeah.
Stage. You have to answer every question that you see me inside. Do not attach it though, right?
Just put it loose in.
Inside.
Yeah.
No marks, no stains. It has to be 100%.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Alright, my darling.
Thank you very much.
So we've got vacancies in here.
Yeah.
We've got about a dozen supervisor vacancies.
That's brilliant. I'll get it in tomorrow then. Thank you.
So Ian walks away with an application form, while Zoltan was told there was nothing until Christmas time. Our reporters have a chance to reflect.
What it is that they're so very nice up front to your face, but the reality of it is different. I mean, I don't know what's inside that person, but all we can judge is the result that's come back to us.
We've since contacted the supermarket. It thanked us and says it's investigating our findings. In total, we applied for 40 jobs across the city. These ranged from delivering newspapers to managing shops. Zoltan was only successful in getting 3 interviews. For Ian, the number was much higher. He secured 13, more than 4 times as many. Ian was also offered a job at one place without having an interview.
It does concern me that somebody's opportunity is being curbed because of the religion that they appear to follow. In this country, we have a law which protects against discrimination. Individual firms have policies which protect against discrimination. We need to make sure that these policies are being applied at the grassroots level.
It's Friday, the holiest day of the week for Muslims. Zoltan's faith requires him to pray with others.
Okay, so where we're going now is Tottenham Mosque.
They'll welcome me, will they?
Yeah, they will, yes.
To watch them?
Oh yeah, it'll be fine, yeah, just take a seat at the back, relax.
It's an opportunity to show Ian what it's all about. It's his first time inside a mosque.
You'll find people just sort of praying on their own, and maybe reading some Quran, making supplications. And then they'll have the sermon, will be in Arabic and Urdu. And then followed by the congregational prayer, everyone will sort of be in ranks, praying together.
Afterwards, they get a chance to speak to the congregation and to see if they've experienced any discrimination themselves.
I've experienced that as a member of this community growing up, but things have changed slightly. But also as a teacher, you know, writing references for students, you know, ethnic students, and thinking to myself, you know, you're a smart kid, you've done well in this course, you know, you should at least get an interview. And, you know, students contact me back and say, well, why I'm not getting it? And the last thing I want to say to them is because your name's not Bob Smith.
Sure. Have you yourself felt any sort of discrimination against yourself in terms of jobs or anything like that because you're a Muslim?
I have been in the past. I've gone for positions where I have felt like I felt I was the better candidate for the job, but I wasn't given the job with myself, and I felt like I was the better candidate. I was a perfect person for that job, and I didn't get that. But end of the day, what can we do? You know, it's a society we are in. It's not something I can make a call on. I could appeal against it, but if I did get the role afterwards, you'll feel awkward to sit in that role. Do you know what I mean? You think, well, I've been given this role now. Do you know what I mean?
If they can't get work, they're more likely to be involved in drug dealing, gang behaviour, and of course they'd be more likely to be recruited into nasty political causes. If you treat other people differently to how you expect to be treated yourself, they'll end up different. How can you ask people to integrate and then treat them negatively and exclude them from job opportunities or other opportunities? You're really just sowing a division into the next generation and into the future.
Our reporters were treated very differently when applying for jobs, but what about when looking for somewhere to live? We're using an online advertising site to search for one-bedroom flats that are being rented by their owners. We don't want to complicate our results by involving agents.
There you go. God bless.
Cheers.
Zoltan calls first to make an appointment.
My name's Mo. I've seen an advert for studio flat in Kingsdown.
Ian then calls to view it half an hour later.
Would I be able to come down and have a view of it, if possible?
They head off to see it.
Okay, good luck.
And Zoltan's up first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, Chris. It comes with the wardrobe, no bed, little side.
Half an hour later, and it's Ian's turn. It's the same drill.
Obviously, just the wardrobe being left.
Yeah.
And the bed cabinet is her bed.
The guys then take it in turn to call the landlady to say they both want the flat. By rights, Zoltan should have preference over Ian if she treats them on a first-come, first-served basis.
Okay, thanks, bye. I told her that I really like the flat, I really want to take it, that I'd give her some money for the deposit is what we agreed so she can hold it. It's a done deal, and that's that.
Okay, so I'll ring her now and see if it is actually on hold for you.
All right, let's do that.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
I was just ringing up because I've had a think, and I think I want to give you a yes if it's still available.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. What I usually do is take £600 deposit.
Do you need that like tomorrow or?
Well, as soon as possible, because the other guy did say that he wanted it, but I don't know, it seems a bit strange, the other guy. He was like one of those rabbi people, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems a bit weird, you know what I mean?
So you were hoping I was going to call then?
I was thinking, oh, the other guy reached out.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I appreciate that. Yeah. She thought you were strange. Said, oh, he seemed a bit weird.
Wait, she's calling me. Hello.
Hi, Mel.
Hi. Hi. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm really sorry. I didn't realise the other tenant rang earlier when I was sorting out the baby, and my husband said, yeah, that was fine for him to take the flat.
Oh, the other guy rang first.
He rang at like 5:30, and I didn't realise.
So the other guy got the flat, basically. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite promising it to Zoltan, she gives the flat to Ian, telling him a lie in the process. And the same happens on the other side of the city. The reporters are each shown around another flat by a different landlord. Zoltan rings up to say he wants it and is told it's his. He just needs to supply references.
No problem at all, sir. Bye-bye.
5 minutes later, Ian calls.
Oh, you've already had someone call about it?
He tells him he's already promised the flat to Zoltan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that'd be great, yeah. What would I need to do to secure it?
But he still offers it to him anyway, telling Ian that he's a better candidate. Another flat viewing, and Ian doesn't do so well this time.
And have you had much interest, or is it?
I've just shown somebody who's interested, and the other second person I've shown.
Okay.
When Zoltan calls, she offers him the flat.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
And she stays true to her word when Ian calls.
And I'd like to give you a yes if it's still available.
Well, I just said yes to the behaviour for you.
She tells him that Zoltan was before him and the flat's his.
It's gone to him, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. No problem.
In total, we viewed 10 flats around the city. Ian was promised 5, despite Zoltan being promised them first. He only managed to get 2.
It's deeply concerning when people are not being allowed to fulfil their full potential, whether it's going for a job, whether it's applying for a tenancy. It's deeply concerning if people's opportunities are being stopped because of the faith that they follow, because it will impact on their life, but it will also impact on society.
Check that out.
Don't really get this in mind.
No, you don't.
It's the end of our 2-week investigation and time for our reporters to reflect on their findings.
What's your overriding feeling about what's happened?
We need to start talking about this because of the way Muslims are often portrayed in the media. Unfortunately, this has led to this sort of undercurrent of discrimination, and it needs to be opened up. We need to start speaking about it, because if we keep quiet, it's just going to embed further and become worse.
It's been good.
Yeah, it's been good. Nice one, Ian.
Back to Manchester.
Back to Manchester, yes.
Let's go.